Hi, this is Kanaya, and today we're going to talk about understanding other people. So, how do we understand people? How do we read people? So, let's read the story and find out. It says, predicted feelings. Imagine yourself in this situation. A friend asks you to a party. You learn that all the girls in your group were invited, except for Paula. How do you think Paula will feel if she finds out? Angry, sad, hurt, excluded, confused, nervous, embarrassed, and indifferent. You probably came up with your answer by putting yourself in Paula's shoes and imagine how you feel. Most people in this situation will feel some and all of the emotions. A through D. A through D. Angry, sad, hurt, and excluded. It's not as likely that someone who was left out will feel confused, nervous, embarrassed, or indifferent. Being able to predict how other people might feel is a part of emotional intelligence, EQ for short. It's a skill we can all develop with practice. When we understand how other people are likely to feel, it can guide our interactions with them. For example, in the party example above, what if Paula asks, "Are you going to Regan's party?" Knowing that she wasn't invited probably influences how you respond. You might say or avoid saying any of the following. A. Yes, I'm going. Are you? B. Yes, I'm going. I feel awkward telling you. Is it true she didn't invite you? Or C. Yes, everyone's going. Or D. Of course I'm going. It's going to be the best party of the year. Or you say, yes, I'm sorry you weren't invited. I don't think Regan meant to hurt your feelings. I heard her parents only allowed at her to ask a few people. So I'm going to go with this answer, because you didn't mean to hurt the other person's feelings. They felt like they wasn't invited to a party. If you didn't know Paula wasn't invited, you might answer with A, C, or D because you know the full story though. Though you you're more likely to consider Paula's feelings and answer with B or E. Answers C or D are the kind of things you say when you know for sure that the other person has been invited. Reading body language. Sometimes you get more information about a situation from what a person doesn't say. Part of emotional intelligence is reading the signals people send and taking them into account. Let's say Paula approaches you, looks upset. She asks you, "Are you going to Regan's party on Saturday?" Her emotional signals, body language, facial expression, clue you in that Paula knows she wasn't invited. In that situation, you might still answer with option A, but you probably be more likely to choose B or E. But what if Paula approaches you looking cheerful and said, "Hey, I heard Regan is having a party this weekend. Are you going?" Based on her body language, you might conclude, "Oh, she doesn't know and she's expecting an invite." If you have a good EQ, you probably feel conflicted about telling Paula you're going to the party when you know she's the only one who's not invited. Even though it's up to Paula to manage her own emotions, you might feel empathy for her. You know that how you respond can help her feel supported or make her feel worse, so you choose your words accordingly. Making sense of reactions. The skill of understanding others helps us predict what people might feel in a certain situation, but it's also allowed us to make sense of how people react. For example, in Homer at 8 a.m., your friend is smiling, friendly, and full of energy. Later that afternoon, he looks upset, almost like he might cry. Which explanation is your best guess for what might have happened between these two times? A. He had a fight with his girlfriend at lunch, and now they're not talking. B. He passed the fourth period. He passed the fourth period algebra exam. C. He just found out he didn't make the final cut for varsity basketball. D. The chemistry teacher assigned a lot of homework. Or E. He probably just had a bad day. So I'm gonna go with choice E. Maybe he's just having a bad day, or maybe he's not ready to talk yet. You're likely to rule out option B instantly, because that's not the right answer to the rest of his problems, because I think he passed the fourth period algebra exam. So emotional intelligence tells you that your friend's reaction looks more like failing an exam than passing. If your friend had a bad day or a lot of homework, option he might seem stressed out, tired, or worn down, but he probably wouldn't be on the verge of tears. Ruling out those options lets you zero in on what's most likely to be upsetting your friend. People who are skilled at understanding others imagine other people's feelings. I think he'll feel awful if I say that to him. They're able to relate on how that person reacts to things. I completely get why she got angry like that. No wonder. Understanding how others feel, act, and react help us build better relationships. How to build this skill? It's not easy. It's not always easy to predict or understand how someone else feels. Some people are better at it than others, but just about everyone can improve with practice. Understanding others is all about watching and listening. It starts with watching. If you see someone trips and fall, you probably went, ouch, as if happened to you. We have a natural tendency to sense what other people might feel just by watching them. Scientists think there's a biological reason for this. They believe that brain cells called mirror neurons activated in the same way, whether we do something ourselves or watch another person do it. Try these ways to develop your observation skills. Look at the person's expression and body language. Next time you're at the mall, in the coffee shop, or on the subway or bus, try this. Look around and try to identify how people might be feeling based on their body language, facial expression, and what they're doing. The girl with the textbooks on her knee might have an exam coming up. Does she seem confident or stressed? What about the guy with his eyes closed? Is he feeling peaceful, tired, or upset? Read books or watch movies that have realistic portrayals of human emotion. Pay attention to how different characters feel and act. Try to understand why the character feels the way they do. Based on those emotions, predict what a character would do next, or see if you can explain why a character did what he or she did. It improves with listening. People who are good at understanding others are usually good listeners. Research shows that the better someone listens, the more connected that person feels with a person who is talking. This produces a feeling of bonding and closeness. Most of us rate ourselves as good listeners. After all, listening seems such as a simple basic thing to do. But often we're so busy thinking of what we want to say that we don't listen as much as we like. Here are some ways to build good listening skills. Practice listening well in everyday conversations. Really pay attention to what the other person is saying. Train yourself to think of listeners as more important than talking. Tune in to feelings as well as a story. When a friend tells you about something, try to imagine how he or she might have felt. Make statements that show you're trying to understand, like your friend's experience, like, "Oh, that must have felt amazing," or "That must be upsetting to you." You'll probably notice that you feel closer, more in sync with the person. You might you might find you can predict what your friend will say next. Take time to listen to someone in depth. Interview a friend or a family member about a special time in his or her life. For example, ask your parents about their wedding day, or get your grandparents to tell you about having Their first child. Try to imagine what the experience was really like for them. Ask them to tell you more about how they felt and why. So, turning understanding into compassion. After building your skills in understanding others, how do you use that knowledge? If you, if you're, or if you're likely most people, you can use it to help people and support the people you care about. This is compassion, and compassion helps us form relationships. Try these three ways to be more compassionate. Ask others what they need. Ask others what they need. If a friend is going through a difficult time, ask what you can do to help. If your friend says, "I don't know," think about what you want in the same situation, then offer to do something similar. Show a sincere interest in others. Be curious about the people you know, not in a nosy or fake way, but in a way that shows you want to understand them a little better. For example, ask about the kinds of things they like to do, or about their feelings, ideas, or opinions. Act with kindness. When you hear gospel or ridicule or unkind teasing, makes it your first reaction to imagine how it would how it would feel to be on their receiving end. That can help you tune in. That can help you tune in to other people's feelings and refuse to join in. Even small acts of compassion can build positive social connections by saying hi to someone who is sitting alone at lunch and see how it makes you feel. Scientists now know that strong social connections influence our health, happiness, and even how long we live. So it's important to understand others people's point of view, because it's going to make them happy. So once they understand your point of view, you're going to have to understand their point of view. So I hope this video helps you. Thanks for watching. So I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down my video. Have a great day.